Separate men from the boys. Chopper be singing.
Welcome to the Small Business Voice with Justin Duncan and Liberty Santiago on Power Talk 1360 KFIV, the show that talks to small business owners about the best ways to practice business in our current day from experienced professionals. We are here every Saturday from 11 a.m. to noon, and we're here Memorial Day weekend.
Yes,
we are. This week we got Rafael Jimerson with Stamper Signings. He is a mobile notary. You guys are in the same field, so I'm really I'm looking forward to this show.
I am too. I was just saying to myself earlier, I was like, this is going to be a really great interview because I have some knowledge of the industry. So hey, that's where we're at.
Yes. So Liberty, how you doing today?
Really, really good.
All right.
Out here basking in this California weather.
Enjoying those high gas prices driving here.
Yes. It's only $100 to fill up my coupe. It's all good.
Well, I fill up every Monday. Mm-hmm. So that way it doesn't hurt as bad, but it's still about $65 a pop. And I'm part of a car wash club, so I have a 10-cent discount on gas, or 10 cents per gallon, and it's still, it's still $65. I'm putting in a half a tank.
Yeah.
And I got a 15-gallon tank. It's not that big. So
I think mine is like 15 or 18, something like that.
Yeah, but I don't like it getting that low. I'd rather get about halfway, and then that way I don't have to worry about it.
Is there really a strategy to that?
No.
Yeah.
No,
I know.
it's just routine and habit. So every Monday morning, I wake up at a certain time.
Excuse me.
Bless you. And I start my day off with making phone calls, but I go to the car wash club. I get my car washed. I have breakfast as I'm making phone calls, drink coffee, and do that for about an hour and a half before I probably will start going to the library now because it's kind of quiet there. And before I move into an office space.
Whoop, whoop. I'm so excited about the office space.
Yes.
We're going to get into that. We're going to talk about it.
Cool.
We're going to jam about it. Let's go.
So I wanted to communicate a little bit clearly of why we do the show. So, and we're going to put this on the website, but we do this show because I feel that we know the best of the best when it comes to realtors, lenders, lawyers, insurance people,
business professionals,
small business owners. I feel I know the best of the best. And what I'm doing for the audience is I'm interviewing them so they know who they are. So they could call Chris Nichols, for instance, if they need a realtor, like, hey, I need a realtor. I want to move to Turlock or Modesto. They hear Chris Nichols, or they hear Celeste Panzik and say, I need a realtor.
Right.
We interviewed them, and you hear that interview, you see how passionate they are. They're going to be out there to help you. Especially, we just had Kim Davis on, a lender, one of the best. She's been in the industry 25 years. We're doing these interviews for our listeners,
right?
And that's what I want to convey is we're doing this for our listeners. We want people to buy from them opposed to them having to sell to you. And that's what it is. You're buying, you get to know them, and you're building that relationship.
Get to know their why, and I think that's really important, is at the heart of it, especially, with the pandemic has created quite the awareness as to, values and morals and, wanting to really be a community-driven, organization of people. And so, why would I buy from this person over, corporate? Or why would I go to this person over, my friend who just started or whatever? And I think it's really important that, we highlight these things, and that's really what we're over here. That's what we're up to.
Yes.
Here at the Small Business Voice.
And we're helping form that relationship. I'm not saying don't buy from big business. That's not what we're about.
Right.
But I'm all about, I believe in small business. Small business is 99% of this country. I believe that we have to push small business ahead, use them as much as we can, so it helps our economy. It helps
our local economy.
Yeah, and capitalism. We're about capitalism in this country.
Right. Well, free enterprise for sure.
Free enterprise, yes.
Yes. Well, our version of free, anyways. We are in California, so.
Yeah, nothing's free here in California.
Yeah. Well,
I'm surprised they haven't taxed the air yet.
Well, that's just one of the things. Well, I have the blessing of being here on the show. I'm Liberty Santiago. I'm an intuitive business consultant and a personal development coach. And my mission is to help aspiring entrepreneurs and business owners to become the best version of themselves, give them the resources. And the number one thing in my book is mindset. Success to me and what I've learned and what I've experienced is 95% mindset and 5% strategy. And something I was talking about yesterday in the seminar that I was doing at the Turlock Chamber of Commerce is that there's millions of strategies. Mm-hmm. Do they work? Yes, they all work. The issue here is training people how to pick something that they love and stick with it.
Well, you know what? Actually, that's a great point. Mm-hmm. When I went to the Grant Cardone sales and marketing seminar, they said to pick one person. If it's Grant Cardone, that's great. But if it's somebody else, you just stick with what they say and just go with that one person, because when you start listening to multiple people, it can kind of be confusing. And it's a lot of information they're giving us.
Right. A really good analogy that I was thinking about when I was driving over here is that, when you're driving to a destination, you don't look at the lines on the side of the road constantly. That's not where your gaze is at, is like to the sides, right? Otherwise, you're going to crash, right? Because your car typically goes in the direction that you're looking at. So if you're looking at the ground immediately in front of you, you're going to be distracted, swerving, maybe it just really clouds your vision. So always be thinking from your goal. Where am I going? Look at that, and don't look at any of the outside distractions. And that's, to me, a really great analogy of, success and focus and picking that one strategy, whatever it is.
Yeah. Have you ever been surfing?
No, I have a little fear of the ocean.
It's the same analogy when you're surfing.
Yeah.
So I took a surf class one time.
Oh, cool.
And they say you're going to go where you look. So if you look to the left, you'll go left. Yeah. If you look down at the ocean, that's where you can go. Is down into the ocean.
That's where I would look.
I kept on looking down, and I just
kept going down.
Yeah. I have that on DVD somewhere at home. It's not a. Well, you'd probably have fun watching it because it's me wiping out every time.
Nice. I love it so much. It's really a pleasure and an honor too to be here and really work with these business owners and interview them, because I think we're getting smarter as time goes on.
Well, yeah, because they're educating us too.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's awesome because I would have never had a trust if Gina LaGuerria didn't come on the show and talk about why she.
That's like number one priority. Alex and I keep talking about it. We need it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we have so many different options available. Insurance people, like you go with Anna Felix, I go with Ron Goody.
That's financial services, but yes.
But we got to know them.
Yes.
Anna helps you. That land thing.
Land banking.
Yeah, I wish I got in on that.
I think you still can. Ask her.
I'll ask her. I'll talk to her about it.
Especially because once you transfer over to becoming a full-time entrepreneur, you can't just let your 401k sit. I mean, you can, but don't do that. Don't do that, Justin.
Well, the only 401k I had marital attachments, so we had to.
But you still have a portion.
Well, no, I don't. Not this old one. Oh, I got rid of it a long time ago. We're talking about like 10 years ago or so. And before I was really, I was thinking about probably today and not tomorrow. Back 10 years ago.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I wasn't the land banking, but that sounds awesome.
Well, I'll tell you what. 10 years ago, what I was thinking is I was getting a divorce, and it's really funny because we put everything into his retirement, right? Mm-hmm. And I had nothing at that point.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, well, this isn't good. I need to start a retirement. So I started a retirement. I had a 401k match, and I was like, okay, I'm going to just double down as much as I can, and be able to survive and sock it away in the 401k. And then through the divorce, I got my share of that.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, now that I'm an entrepreneur, what do I do with all this? I can't just cash it out because because that'll be a huge,
Uncle Sam loves it.
Uncle Sam loves it when we
Yeah.
cash out. So Anna came into my life and she said the thing about land banking and to transfer over with no penalties, and I was like, oh girl, yes, let's go. So I'm excited, and I'm really looking forward to that phone call where she says, hey, somebody bought that property and now you get to cash out.
Nice.
Which I'm sure there'll be some sort of tax something there.
Well, but as long as you make a profit on it, that's the important thing.
Yeah, I'll figure it out at that point. Actually, I'm going to make Anna figure it out.
Hey, I wanted to say something before we go to break.
Yeah.
I was watching your story on Facebook, and I saw you doing that bench press with your hips or whatever that was.
That is a hip thrust. Yeah.
Okay. That was impressive.
That was actually Callie.
Was that Callie?
Yeah.
Because I was watching it. It looked like you were trapped underneath this dumbbell. But I saw you doing the hip thrust. I'm thinking, wow, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I have the belly for that.
Well, the thing is, it goes on your hips, Justin.
Oh, it
so
does.
You're
Okay.
good. You have no excuse.
Okay.
We'll get you into position there.
I'll find one. Oh, my back. There's one.
Yes.
Today is our special guest, Rafael Jimerson, owner of Stamper Signings, a national-wide notary signing agency based in the Central Valley. Stamper Signings can be reached at www.stampersignings.com. StamperSignings.com. Stamper Signings.
Yes.
There we go. Okay. Give them a follow on their Instagram page. Actually, I'm a big fan of your Instagram page. You do an excellent job on that.
Social media wizard over here.
That's why I hired Sean, so I can compete with you.
I love it.
So you can reach Rafael directly at 833-420-2665. Connect with us on the web, smallbusinessvoicemedia.com and libertybrand.biz. Send us a message on our Facebook page and click the like button on Small Business Voice Media. And tell us what you would like Liberty and I to discuss on a future show. So thank you for joining us on the Memorial Day weekend, Rafael. We really appreciate that. You don't sleep, do you? I mean, it's just you're here on a Saturday with us, and you're promoting yourself. First time on our show. We want to say thank you for that.
Awesome. Well, I just wanted to also say for all those people who are like, hey, I want to check out this Instagram, go to @StamperNotary, and that's where you're going to find Rafael Jimerson, owner of Stamper Signings. And I am juiced for this interview. I got to tell you because, if you've been listening for a little while, you know that I do notary as a side hustle. And actually, Rafael has been an amazing resource for me in the industry. So, let's get right into this. So, how long have you been in the notary industry?
So I've been in the business for about 5 years now. Well, in October, it'll be 5 years now. So a lot of ups and downs in the journey.
All right. So you have already renewed your commission then one time, right?
Yep.
All right. How was that process?
It was pretty easy. It's not like the first time around when you got to do the 6-hour training. You got to go through the entire process. But when you're just renewing it, just a 3-hour training. And then they do a 90-minute refresher once you go to the proctored exam. And then from there, you just need to wait 15, 30 days to find out if you pass. So it was pretty simple.
Nice. I like that. That's really good. That's good to hear. So when you started your business, did you already have an idea of what notary was all about? Did you start it from scratch, or explain that process?
Yeah, so at the beginning, I was a security guard for 6 years. So the way they was treating my supervisor, they was placing a lot of responsibilities on him, even though we had an engineering department or maintenance department. And when he started to fall behind those tasks, I was like, and they started to put his job over his head. Pretty much, just like, hey, you need to get this together, or you're going to get fired. So when I seen them treating him like that, I was like, oh, the writing's on the wall for me. It's only a matter of time. So my first initial thought was to start a business, probably doing private security, because you're going to start a business with right? Mm-hmm. So I was like, all right, let me go through that process to find out what it takes. And when I found out the capital that I would need to get started, I said, I need to pivot. Let's find something else to do. Mm-hmm. Luckily for me, my mom was a notary. I don't think she did too much with it. She's been working in the government for over 20 years. But I knew she notarized a document here and there. So I'll never forget this. I was working one night on Graveyard. I said, let me just do some research on this notary. Let's see if I could turn this into a career at least. I don't know how verified the source was on Google. Right? You know, but when I seen $50,000 a year independently, and I'm thinking at the time I was only making between $40,000 to $42,000, I was like, oh, this is a no-brainer. And I did this on my own. So that night, I made a decision, signed up for the training through the National Notary Association, left my shift that night. Went to I forgot what place it was, but actually do the training there on the site. Because at the time, I think this was like 2017. At the time, it's not like now where you can do it online from home. Like, no, you had to actually go to the actual location, do the 8-hour training there.
Oh,
and then
wow.
after the 8-hour training, then you would take the exam.
Yeah.
So I did that, and I found out 14 days later that I passed, and I haven't looked back since.
Nice.
Ooh, I
Awesome.
love that. Well, you exercise one of your most powerful mental faculties, and that is your decision-making ability. Once you make that, it's go time.
Yeah,
the
commit
universe
first.
supports you.
Yeah, you got to commit first and then figure out the rest later.
That's right. Ooh, I love it so much. All right. Well, I know based on, our relationship that you actually don't just do notary in your town. Explain your reach.
Yeah, so it used to be where I was just a mobile notary, just working a couple of counties here and there. But in July of last year, I wanted to expand this thing to nationwide. So now we've gotten to a point now where we've done signings in Nebraska, New York, New Jersey, Georgia, Florida. We're literally all over the country.
Look how quickly that changed.
That's amazing. I'm really just in awe over that.
Yeah, it happened pretty fast.
Yeah, you and I got to sit down. Yeah. So you're listening to Justin Duncan and Liberty Santiago on the Small Business Voice on Power Talk 1360 KFIV. Listen each week on Saturday at 11 a.m. And you're listening to Rafael Jimerson, owner of Stamper Signings. He has a nationwide notary signing agency based in the Central Valley. Stamper Signings can be reached at www.stampersignings.com. Give them a follow on the Instagram page. You will not be disappointed. At Stamper Notary, and reach out by phone directly at 833-420-2665. We were talking earlier, and I noticed you're pretty tall. How tall are you?
On a good day, depending on what shoes I got on, 6'4".
6'4"? Okay.
Still without shoes.
I lie. I say I'm 6'1", but I think I'm probably more like 6 feet.
That's all good.
Yeah.
You have a foot and 5 inches on me.
Yeah. Liberty's not even 5 feet tall.
No.
Yeah, my wife's 4'11", so.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. My ex-wife was 4'9". A little Filipino woman, yeah. But the attitude makes up for the size. So.
For sure.
I don't think she listens to my show, so I can say that now.
Right.
So,
That's awesome.
so, building your business over these years, explain the source of your clientele.
Mainly, it's estate planning attorneys. So when I first got into the business, my target market was just like every other notary. When they first come in, you want to work with title companies, real estate professionals. But I've seen how the competition can be a little thick. It can be a little tough getting into that space. So I wanted to figure out, okay, what would be another avenue for me to explore? Luckily for me, one day I was using it's a platform called Thumbtack.
Okay.
And it's pretty much where either a real estate agent can use it, a notary use it, a wedding officiant, if whatever skill or trade that you operate in, you can actually get clients through this platform. Because it's pretty much a lead generation platform. And I had a legal assistant from an estate plan law firm reach out to me and said they needed a estate plan trust signing. So this is something I'd never done before. Yeah. Right? And so when I actually got the opportunity to do this, and I seen how much simpler it was than doing loan closings and what the whole process took, I was like, whoa, I want to keep doing this moving forward. And so I shifted my complete strategy, just focusing on estate planning attorneys. They typically, like I said, they have paralegals in their office, but they also function as notaries, but they tend not to travel as well. Yeah. So our value proposition has been, well, for your out-of-office estate plan signings, whether in the state or nationwide, instead of you having to go on Google, it's like have your legal assistant trying to spend time stressing out over finding a notary. Yeah. Place that responsibility on us. You get access to our scheduling page. You just put it on the calendar and let me do the work.
Wow.
So good.
I see Liberty's wheels turning over there.
Well, I've only been in this industry since January, and really I couldn't even do anything with my commission until I got my stamp, which was in the middle of February. And I had heard all the rage about loan signings, and so I got my loan signing certification too. I get into this, and it's like, there is no room for you, you know, being a new person. Oh, heck no. So I had to pivot too.
Yeah.
And so the general notary work is actually where it's at.
Absolutely. Oh, it's one of them. It's so slept on. Nobody really talks about it because, again, loan signings, there's nothing wrong with them. It's just the most,
Right.
it's just what's out in the front. That's the very first thing that you're going to see, right? But again, it's not too many people, well, actually notaries, that will talk about how to perform weddings, how to do I-9s, how to do fingerprinting, postilles, working with estate planning attorneys. Like, there's so much that the notary industry offers to you. It's just a matter of you just getting around the right people that offers those services, and then trying to come up with a strategy, a game plan. Okay, how can I incorporate this service and then market it to the masses?
Yes.
All right. So we got about a minute left. So if you were called to a signing and a signer appeared to be intoxicated and needed to be something notarized, how would you handle that? That's my favorite question, actually, because I learned this recently.
Notary was intoxicated.
No, not the notary. The person.
The signer.
Yeah, the signer.
Principal signer.
Oh, we couldn't get those docs signed. They would need to
Sober up.
Yeah, they need to sober up a bit. 'Cause, you got to think about it, because if you're notarizing a document, you know, these documents tend to hold a lot of weight, whether it's a power of attorney or a deed, anything that's asset related, tend to have a lot of power, right? So I would assume you want to be in your best state when you're notarizing those documents.
Right.
So you bring coffee with you then, just in case.
I would say let's reschedule this. Let's reschedule this on the day that works best for you, because today you're not in the right frame of mind to get this taken care of.
Oh, goodness. I love that. We always bring so much fire to the show. All right. So if you guys enjoy the show, remember to share what you heard on the Small Business Voice.
We have Nathaniel Jimerson here, owner of Stamper Signings, a nationwide notary signing agency based in the Central Valley. Stamper Signings can be reached at www.stampersignings.com. Give him a follow on his Instagram page at Stamper Notary, and reach out by phone direct at 833-420-2665. Connect with us on the web, smallbusinessvoicemedia.com and libertybrand.biz. Send us a message on our Facebook page. Click the like button on Small Business Voice Media, and tell us what you would like Liberty and I to discuss on a future show.
Oh, my goodness. You gave so much wisdom as to the expansive nature, the vast nature of this industry. But I know that is not the depth of who you are. I know there's a lot more. So we're going to do our best to uncover that today. Yes. So I want to know, what is your vision for your company over the next 5 years? I'm sure you've thought about that.
Ooh, that's a great question. I want to be able to build a company that's bigger than me. So whether it's affiliates on our e-com side, whether it's having the notaries who can basically service any client like at a moment's notice. I want to be able to, like I said, scale this thing to where, like I said, it doesn't really need me anymore, where it just pretty much runs itself.
Mm-hmm. Well, I guess that is really the true definition of being a CEO, right? If you're doing all the work, then, you know, you're the worker. You're just paying yourself to work.
Yeah, I learned the hard way.
I have to.
But you got to go through it, though. You got to go through it. You got to be able to see for yourself, because it's easy to get on YouTube, listen to it, but then when you actually go through it, like experience it, you got to actually learn those lessons, because I can tell you not to touch your stove, you know, how it's bad for you and whatnot, right? But if you actually touch the stove and it's hot, then you also say, okay, I learned my lesson. Same thing applies in business. So you got to actually go through it first, experience it, learn the lesson from that, and then just pivot.
Yeah, I really think it's the rite of passage, too, and being humble for that time when you are the CEO, when you are directing, because you have to treat your employees as human beings, and you have to understand, like, what it actually takes for them to get the result that you're asking for, you know, instead of just barking these orders, or, you know, the thing that we're all used to, that we're all trying to get away from, is that, you know, people telling us what to do. How about an invitation to do the best job and create that atmosphere? And I think, you know, it's important. That's kind of why we have to go through these lessons, you know. It's all for a greater cause. Yes. So out of all the amazing things that you do, if you could pick one goal, like we could wave a magic wand right now, and one thing and only one thing would come true for you in your business right now, what would you want to materialize?
If I have one goal that I want to hit that can materialize, man, I want to be able to create an app where not only can we be in touch with our notaries, let them know we have a signing available, but we also have the training for them available as well, because normally at times I've had notaries where they will call me at the signing trying to figure out how to complete whether it's some type of assignment, right? Instead of me having to do that, you could just go straight into the app and you'll be able to learn everything you will need to learn from A to Z. And then that way you'll be able to go into that signing well prepared, whether if it's your first time or you just want to get a refresher or whatever. But yeah, I would love to be able to have some type of app, some type of technology, like I said, we can get access to our notaries, but also have the training available to them at any time.
That would be really nifty to have it all in one spot. And like if you're at the signing, you're like, oh man, I don't know what, and then screenshot and send it to a chat feature, like, and maybe the bot or the person on the other end can give the answer. That would save somebody so much stress. Yeah, well, you know,
because we have a lot of notaries that will go to a signing and, like I said, they're just unfamiliar with a certain document. And I've had moments too when I used to work with signing services. I may have a question at the signing table, and I'm trying to get support on the phone. There's no one answering the phone. I would tend to get signings that's like after hours. So after hours, I can't get nobody on the phone.
Right.
So you stuck in a position where you're either going to guess. So if you guess and you get this wrong, you're going to be the one that's held accountable
and not get paid.
Right, not get paid as well.
Have to come back.
Right, I got to come back as well. Yeah. Or the signer could just be like, you know what, I don't want to sign anything until I get a clear answer what's going on. Right. So if we can if we can cut that problem by just having someone available either by phone or you just go into this app and then just put it into the chat bot like you said, and you get an answer like right there on the spot. I think that'll save a lot of time.
With AI, I mean, it's
possible.
It's possible, yeah. And really, that is the first thing. Like, you don't have to know how it's going to happen. You just got to know it's going to happen, and that is really technically what constitutes a worthy goal.
Absolutely.
So, I want to know, why do you choose to mentor other notaries? Because it goes deeper than just making something easy. Right. Like, why?
I think it's a great opportunity for me to do it. Like, I mean, for me, when I first started out, so when I first got into the business, I went on Google and Googled like 10 local notaries in my area because obviously I didn't know what I was doing. So I wanted to figure out, like, okay, can I get an idea of how this industry works? Called a couple of notaries, few answered the phone. Some of them said no, but I had a gentleman who I spoke to him, and I was just asking him. I just told him how I found him. I just wanted to pick his brain or whatnot. And he was just like, the conversation was like really negative. It's like, oh, you picked the wrong time to get into the business. They're not doing this. You're not getting paid this and that. I don't know if he was saying that to discourage me, or it was for competitive reasons, whatever the case may be. But I just, like, for me, I'm the type of person where I'm hard-headed. That can be a gift and a curse. I tend not to listen to people, right?
Same.
I just always had this belief that things eventually work out, and I don't just go do things just based on what somebody else said. If it didn't work for them, okay, that didn't work for them. Maybe it'll work for me, right? So,
exactly.
To make a long story short, I just figured, man, it's probably somebody right now that got discouraged, based on what they heard from another notary from getting into the business or moving forward. So I always wanted to be that person where I'm an open door. If you have any questions, just come to me. Like, I've been in business for about 5 years. I've seen it all. Like I said, it all, but I've been through the ups and the downs with the industry.
Yeah.
So if I could be a resource for you any type of way, whether it's how to fill out a document or how to market yourself or how to handle a certain particular situation, I would much rather be there for you as opposed to just going to someone who doesn't have your best interest in mind.
Yeah,
that's awesome. And I really think that leads into our next question. I mean, I'm catching the vibe anyways, and I've worked with you before. So tell us, how are you different from other notary signing agencies?
It's easy. Most signing agencies, they specifically focus on real estate closings only. Again, there's nothing wrong with that. But me in particular, our agency, I can't really think of any agency out here that specifically focuses on legal document signings, estate plan signings for the most part. That's what makes us stand apart. Also, we teach people how to get into the business as well. Again, it's not to me notaries or signing agencies that's going to teach you how to do what they do.
Yeah.
Me, I'm of the mindset of abundance. I think it's really enough for all of us. It took me a while to get to that point of that mindset, but I really believe it's enough out here for all of us. And then too, like I said, I went through that struggle of trying to get approved with working with, real estate professionals, and I know it's really tough to get in that space. Like, once you get in, you're all good, but it really takes time and patience to get into there. So, in the meantime, there's other avenues that which you can explore, and we are able to open those doors up for you and be able to show you. Like, we have Stamping Academy. That's a program that we have through Stamper Signings. We have 34 students that have come through the program.
Oh, wow.
We actually had 5 notaries who've been able to not only book their own business, but they've also been able to outsource their own signings. In a sense, be able to create their own agency as well. Doing the same thing that I'm doing.
Yeah.
But like I said, but we've been able to open doors for them as well. And we hope to open up more for many notary entrepreneurs to come.
Wow. So you're listening to Justin Duncan, Liberty Sunshine on the Small Business Voice on Power Talk 1360 KFIV. Listen each week at 11 a.m. And today is our special guest, Rafaniel the Innovator Jimerson, owner of Stamper Signings. That's my nickname for you. He has a nationwide notary signing agency based in the Central Valley. Stamper Signings can be reached at www.stampersignings.com. Give him a follow on the Instagram page at Stamper Notary. I got to say that slowly. Stamper Notary. And reach out by phone directly, 833-420-2665. So, Innovator, what have you learned being a business owner through the pandemic?
It was a tough thing about being a business owner through the pandemic. It's funny. It's funny, man. I didn't really panic. I just figured, I just got to figure this thing out. And I just figure it out. I mean, something to pop, because I feel like I always had the skills to actually thrive, whatever kind of environment that I'm in. It's just a matter of just staying patient, just continue to put the work in, and eventually the doors open up for me.
Well, when we first met, it was on Zoom.
Yep.
And actually, it's kind of funny because all of us just kind of met in person today. But I didn't.
Yeah.
2
years later.
I didn't realize that until Liberty brought it up, and I didn't even comment until I was like, "Hey, wait a minute! I don't think I met you in person either. We've talked on the phone a bunch of times." But,
social media celebrity over here.
Yeah, but you're so personable.
Yes.
It's like it felt like I'd known you for a long time.
That's what I was saying, too. I was like, I already know him.
Yeah.
I already got it.
Yeah, I try to be very personable. I try to, that's just the kind of guy I am.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I know at one time you were a life insurance agent.
Yep.
But what other forms of income do you have currently?
Man, this is actually an interesting conversation. So I believe you definitely want to have multiple streams of income, but I feel like you should have multiple streams of income under one business.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, when we met, I was doing life insurance. I had a vending machine business. I was doing online reselling books on Amazon and eBay, and still trying to build this notary business. Because when I got into the notary business, I was getting some signings here and there, but it wasn't like how it is now. So it took me a while to get to this point where I'm at now, but we're still growing.
Yeah.
But I feel like I didn't experience early success because I was too focused on doing too many different ventures.
Okay.
Right. So like how I found out about all these multiple avenues that you can explore in the notary business. I didn't know that until I was actually decided to be all in on focusing on this one business.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. So like I said, with the notary business, again, I don't have to focus on vending all these other ventures because I can offer all of these services within under one business, and they're all under alignment with each other, and it makes sense at the end of the day as well. So.
Yeah.
Definitely have multiple streams of income, but I would focus on having those multiple streams under one business and just mastering one thing first.
Okay. So, Innovator, we have about 1 minute left, so I got one last question for you. So, for an aspiring entrepreneur, what advice would you give those starting out?
Stay away from this. Don't get shiny object syndrome. Mm-hmm. Like you can say, "Oh, okay, I'm gonna become a notary." The year someone talking about, "Oh, I'm gonna start an eBay store." I just made $20,000 this month. Oh, maybe I should start an eBay store. I was like, no, stick to the thing that you were focusing on first, right? So focus on that one thing. Be patient. I think we live in such a microwave society where we're looking at other people's success on social media. We see the cars and all that stuff, but you don't know the background behind that post.
Yeah.
And also, too, you don't know what people have gone through to get to that point. It just doesn't happen overnight. So
no, it doesn't.
I would say stay patient, focus on one thing, and put the blinders on.
Nice.
That's so good. Oh, you're speaking my language. I love it. I love it so much. And we really love having you here on the show.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. You're listening to the Small Business Voice. Remember to share what you heard with your friends and family. Go check us out on our Instagram page, the Small Business Voice Media. And while you're at it, head over to Rafaniel Jimerson.
The Innovator.
At the
Appreciate that.
Stamper Notary. Yes.
Yes. Connect with us on the web, smallbusinessvoicemedia.com and libertybrand.biz. Send us a message on our Facebook page and click the like button on Small Business Voice Media. And tell us what you would like Liberty and I to discuss on a future show. So we have our community announcements. We have Gold Star Referrals Club. 17 different regional meetings are held each day during the week. Go to meetup.com for a listing and details. Being a business owner, I think this is probably a must for a lot of people. I go to Downtown Connections Thursdays at noon over at Skewers. So stop by and say hi. We have the Holistic Chamber of Commerce. Meeting is the third Wednesday of each month at 6 p.m. at the Round Table Pizza at 3848 McHenry Avenue, and that's in the Super Walmart parking lot. And the next meeting is June 15th. We have the Turlock Young Professionals. They gather the fourth Thursday of each month at the Grand Cru on Main Street in Turlock. The next meeting is Thursday, June 23rd from 4:30 to 6 p.m. Go give them a follow on Facebook and mark going to the next event for reminders and updates. We also have the Turlock Chamber of Commerce has their mixers the third Tuesday of each month, hosted by different businesses within the Turlock community. Follow them on Instagram at Turlock Chamber of Commerce. Next mixer is June 21st from 5 to 7 p.m. Follow them on Instagram at Turlock Chamber for location details, and that's to be decided.
Yeah, and really their membership has quite a bit of benefits, which I have only seen like the tip of the iceberg. So I'm really interested in diving in and finding out more. Get with your local Chamber of Commerce. Modesto has one. Yeah. Stockton has one. Get with these chambers and, stand out for yourself. You have to show up.
They're there to help you. I've been in the Modesto Chamber now. This is my second time, actually. I dropped out when the pandemic hit, but they are there to help you. There's a lot of familiar faces there for me, so it is I think that's a must too. The chamber, I want to say it's $350 for the year. They have different levels.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, in Modesto. So,
but they offer quite a bit of marketing, which is a little bit different than what I'm used to in some of the other clubs, like how they market you online and through their email campaigns.
When they have their magazine too.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, we also have on June 25th, we have the Bubbly and Business Shots. So this is a network, Sip and Strike a Pose at the Collective Space in Riverbank, California from 10:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Tickets are on sale now and spaces are limited. The event is perfect if you're wanting an effective start to rebrand with headshots, business cards, and a 30-second video for social media for packages starting at $85. Reach out to Alexandra Rubio on Instagram at alexandrarubio.photography and direct message her to get your ticket. Spaces are limited and tickets are required. Photography by Alex Rubio, business design by Liberty Santiago, and videography by Paulo Machado Photography.
Did you get a chance to meet Paulo?
I have not
oh my
yet.
Gosh, he is amazing. He does great work. I know from firsthand experience. So no wonder I brought him in on this collaborative event here. Only the best for our events.
We want the best.
That's right.
So I'm here with my co-host, Liberty Santiago. I'm Justin Nuggan. You're listening to the Small Business Voice on Power Talk 1360. And now we have Straight Up Tips with Liberty. Take it away.
Thank you, Justin. Today I'm going to give you 3 straight up simple tips for success. And these are all about goals. The first tip here is goals are designed to grow you. When you set a goal, make sure the goal is something that you don't know how to accomplish. And this is going to draw something out from within you that you maybe didn't even know existed. So if you're setting a goal that you already think you know how to do, you are not setting yourself up for something that's going to inspire you and excite you because, we've talked about this before. Motivation is fleeting. So we have to do something that's bigger than ourselves, that, really, really draws on our thinking mind.
Yeah.
So
you have to challenge yourself continually.
Yeah. And this is something you want to be emotionally involved in, right? So tip number 2 is your goals should scare you and excite you. You got to wake up and get excited about your goals. Do you notice how I said you don't wake up and are excited? You got to wake up and get excited about your goal.
Really quick, Grant Cardone said I actually got to see him in person for about a couple minutes, but he said if something scares you, you have to run to it. And that it makes a lot of sense, because a lot of times something scares us. It's like, oh, you want to step back, you want to think about it. And he said that that's something, if it scares you, you need to run to it.
Well, he's absolutely right. And like, I can go back to my own history. Everything that I've resisted to change, once I changed it, was life changing. I mean, it literally opened up. You shut one door, all the windows and doors will open for you.
Yeah.
I mean, but you have to surrender. You have to trust.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's illogical, really, because your instinct is to run away.
It is.
From the things that scare you.
Yeah. And that's part of life.
It is.
Yeah.
So get off your couch and get excited about your goals. All right. Last tip is your goal should be in harmony with your beliefs and your personal life. So you want to set a goal in your business that complements your personal goals, right? Because you've got to have a work-life balance too.
Yes.
And so, that's it. Straight up simple tips for success.
Thank you, Liberty. We always appreciate that. And that's we could get that in the last segment, because that's the best part.
Yes. Stay till the end, and then you get the best.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So what questions do you have for us, or what wisdom do you have to share? Be sure to leave a comment on our Facebook page, Small Business Voice Media, and check out our website and email us at smallbusinessvoicemedia@gmail.com. Connect with us on the web, smallbusinessvoicemedia.com. I'm Justin Duncan with the Small Business Voice. Thank you for listening each week, and we will be back next week.
Special thanks to our listeners for tuning in each week. We feel your support, and we look forward to bringing you even more value next week.
Yeah, our goal is to give small businesses a big voice. Now, let's take care of business.
Now, where'd you get that platinum chain with them diamonds in it? Where'd you get that matching Benz with them windows tinted?